taking over the world.
Ayo, SB, this was naughty still.
TikTok terror, by my account come back.
Hello world.
You know we outside, it's a new era, no cap. Facts. TikTok terror, by my account come back.
Hello world.
You know we outside, not in the Matrix trap.
The Central Club.
What's going on, people? Welcome to the Central Club. This episode is brought to you by Re-Inspire Printing. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the club, and hit the bell button to be notified of future content. Today has to be one of the hottest days of the summer. It's been a terrible summer, but today is hot. And forgive me if I look a little flustered. And things are going to get a little bit more heated today on this podcast because we have got probably the most controversial character of the UK this year or this past few years. A lot of people have slandered this person. A lot of people have said a lot of bad words about this person without actually getting a chance to know him. And some of the things he have done are unacceptable, I would say. But today we're going to find out more about this person. See what makes him tick. See what makes him,
Talk. No
pun intended. But ladies and gentlemen, I will welcome you. Bakari Bronzo O'Gara, or as you may know him, the TikTok terror, Mizzy.
Hello world. You know we outside, not in the Matrix trap. Hello, sir. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. How was your journey?
My journey. So surprisingly, this is the first country out of London. Like the first country I've ever been to, innit? Yeah. So got the train. I missed the first train. Got the second train. Got here in record timing. No, that's a lie. We was actually 90 minutes late. No, the train stopped. At, where was it? Where was the taxi?
The 7 Tunnel Junction.
Train stopped there for about an hour. Yeah. Everyone's just stressing out. These men are telling us, the compensation? The compensation was water. They gave us water. They gave this is the water right here. They gave everybody a water and thought, that's gonna set everyone.
Harrogate, man. I think you get them in a meat wagon as well. Like when you're arrested or in the courts, they give you Harrogate water.
PTSD.
And as well, of course, this weather, it must have been horrible because the windows don't... Was you in first class? Did you sneak into first class?
Yeah, of course. Sneaking
Mizzy
into places.
fashion.
Let's go. Now, I got kicked out twice, but then I came back. I always kept coming back. So the guy came. I have a video. You can pull it up. So this woman came. She snaked on me because I must have been vaping on the train. And she told the staff that I'm vaping and I'm in first class without a ticket. So they've come now and they're like to me, you have to pay £55 or you have to leave. Yeah, so I'm sitting there recording now, and she's like, I just keep telling her to repeat what you're saying. So she keeps repeating it to the point where she's just bugged down, like, I'm calling transport police and they're getting you off. When she's gone inside the driver's bit to do it, and I've cut out all the way down to the bottom of the train, and then the train starts moving.
Well, this is kind of maybe like the thought process. This is what I want to kind of get to you, like, because like to you explaining that, like that's funny, like, do you know what I mean? And but I think this is what has like rustled a few feathers. People think that you have no consequence. You don't have no consideration for laws or boundaries and respect. So this is what I want to talk to you about and try and get to know you a bit more. Mm-hmm. But the first question I want to ask you, because it seems like everyone kind of says this, are you a fame whore?
Am I a fame whore? More or less, actually. Hey, we outside.
I love your honesty.
Well, I'm not going to lie now. So, like, obviously, from young, I've always wanted to be a big social media influencer. I've been doing this stuff for 10 years. So, like, it was bound to happen. Anyway, it was going to happen.
And I think sometimes that's just what you got to do is ask outright, because people probably in the comments, you're just doing this for fame. You're just doing this for fame. And
hell yes, I am, bro. Do I want to get a Matrix job? Do I want to work for the system? Do I want to pay my taxes? Well, I obviously pay my taxes, but do I want to? No. Do we all want to? No. It's all an illusion.
When did you start coming to terms with this thought process of the Matrix and illusion?
You could say about 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago. But obviously everything was a bit less than where it is now, because I had thoughts, but I didn't want to execute my thoughts because I thought they were a bit lucid and crazy. So until I realized that there's more people actually actively talking about this. There's a whole community about this, like about how reality is always altered to the elite's perception and how they want everyone to be aligned in a certain way so nobody else can ascend into their higher spiritual levels and they can't ascend into their higher levels of chakras. They want everyone to stay at their root level. Once I found that out, I started talking more and more about it. And then when I started talking about it on my TikTok recently, I got locked off. Like this was before I blew up on the internet through these stupid pranks. I was actually doing a lot of like spiritual talking. I was talking a lot about how the like language, or how it's the angel's language, and how television tells lies to your vision, tell lie vision, bare different stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so about a year or two ago.
Interesting. And maybe just to go a little bit back then, what was your life like growing up? Like, how was your upbringing?
A lot of people ask me this, and when Piers Morgan asked me this, I did not like the way he asked me it, but asked it so nicely, so I'll tell you. Essentially, I lived like every young black teen in the hood, you could say. So obviously, my mum was a single mother. She raised me up, so she played both roles. When I was young, there wasn't a lot of money coming into the house, so I had to do anything to make money for the family, basically. So I lived with two of my sisters until they both moved out when I was about 8, 9. Then when they moved out, it was literally just me and my mum. And from that point, my mum wasn't working. She wasn't really doing stuff like that, like, because she was ill, innit? So there was a lot of stuff that I needed to do myself, and that's what led me to get into a second life, basically, a wrong kind of version of me. So I was out here doing robberies. I was out here stealing from people, just doing bare stuff that isn't me now. But obviously, I had to do what I had to do to get money for the family. So my upbringing was hard, but it was calm. Like my mum looked after me. She loved me. It wasn't like, oh, my mum neglected me. She was always out with man or doing this, that, and the other. My mum was there for me. It was just mainly me being there for her. So I had to do things in a different way to get the outcome that I wanted.
And those robberies and, you know, the hustles you were making, it was genuinely to like provide for you and mum. It wasn't, was it more like for flashy stuff, or was it to provide for mum?
I was providing for mum. I don't care about flashy stuff. I've made racks and racks nowadays, and I still wear Primark stuff because I really don't care about clothes. Clothes is just material. It's matter. It doesn't matter. Matter don't matter. But for me, I had to do what, like, it wasn't just robberies. I was selling drugs. I was doing this. I was doing that just to make money to give back to my family, to pay gas and electric, to go places with friends and not look like a brokey, like people, because that's what people get onto about, whether how much money you have. It's always about status and divide and conquer. That's all everyone cares about.
Your father, has he ever been in your life?
Nope, never. Obviously, he got deported when I was, I think, 2 years old. I don't even know about that fully. I think it was 1 or 2. So he got deported. And the last time I spoke to him was when I was 8. And when I was 8, he called me. Actually, the last time I spoke to him was about 2 years ago. But the first time I spoke to him was when I was 8. And we had a conversation, whatever. Then the next time I spoke to him was about 2 years ago. And the one thing he asked me for was money. Like, as soon as I've gone on the phone to him, he's like, send me some money. And the moment he done that, I ended the call on him, and I haven't spoken to him since.
I think that's very sad from that, for your point of view. You know, it must not be nice that, like, you know. Was your perception of your dad that he just got deported? You know, was it his fault, or do you think it's the government's fault, or how have you looked at it growing up?
It was his fault. And so obviously, there's always two sides of a story, and I haven't heard his side of the story, so I can't fully just get onto him. But from what my mum's told me, it was his fault. So he was not coming home. He was always out with girls. He was always disrespecting the thing, basically, to the point where my mum just cracked and said, you know what, leave. And obviously, when he left, he didn't have nowhere else to go, to the point where he got arrested, and then they realized he didn't have his papers, and then he got deported. Literally.
I see. Your mum and your dad from the same country? Like heritage, maybe?
My mum is from Montserrat and St. Lucia, an island. And my dad's from Jamaica only.
Oh, so they're both from the Caribbean then? Mm-hmm. And is he back out there now?
He's been there for the last 16 years, you could say.
Wow. So how tough, you know, paint me a picture of how tough it is growing up with just you and your mum.
So I come home, mum's asking me for money. I've gone out, done a robbery, come back with money. My mum's like, how'd you get that money? Literally just a repeated cycle day in, day out, to the point where I was getting arrested for these robberies. I was going to prison. Well, I only went to prison once, so not prison, but I was getting bare different court orders, bare different stuff that I had to go see a probation officer, but I was under 18, so it was like a youth offending team. And I've just done so much stuff along the lines of like in the law and in the court, to the point where now it's just they can get me for anything at any time. And growing up, I didn't realize that this would happen to me, because I didn't know I was going to blow up on the internet like this much that I have. I didn't know any of this stuff. So me doing these past things and not thinking about the future is what got me in a like loop of not violent behaviour, but criminal behaviour.
What age is this?
From about 13 to about 16. 13 to 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, what people would say is, you say it now as if I've changed my ways, but a lot of people would say the reason you're known is for doing mad shit anyway. So have you learned your lesson is what people would say. Does that frustrate you? Do you think they're totally wrong with that, or?
I wouldn't say they're totally wrong about that, but it does kind of frustrate me, because it's like you don't want to hear my side of the story. You just want to go off of your own inference that you've seen on the internet. You want to go off everything that's on the internet.
Yeah, I agree. Where did you get the ideas and for these stunts you started pulling?
Subconscious thoughts, to be honest. I do get some of my ideas from YouTube itself. I used to watch a lot of YouTube. I started social media when I was 8, like I mentioned earlier. I started on YouTube and Facebook when I was 8. So there was a lot of content going around then times that I was watching. I was like, I'm going to recreate that. I'm going to recreate that. I'm going to recreate that. And I would write all of the ideas that I wanted to recreate in like a book. And then as it got to the time, so I didn't do pranks until I was about 11. When I first went into secondary school, that's when I started doing pranks. And the first prank I done was when I put whipped cream in a plate and I put it in people's faces.
Classic.
Got arrested for assault. And then from that moment, it just started getting worse and worse and worse. But it was going, to some people you say you're going down, but to me, I was literally going up, because I was making more and more money. And it was like, I didn't have to go do robberies. I didn't have to go sell drugs. I was making money from social media. But it got to the point where it started getting more and more criminal. That assault is bad, but it wasn't as bad as everything that I've already built up from that point to now. So it was just like...
Yeah, I can kind of see your logic to it, looking at your background and, doing these robberies and then doing the pranks. You're just looking at it like, I'm not selling drugs, but I'm making money. But, social media, negativity breeds negativity. My most viewed podcast is someone fighting on a show, and I hate that. But it's like, yeah, you have broken the law with some of these things you have done without you probably realizing.
Mm-hmm. A lot of them was like harassment, trespassing. Like I said to you earlier, trespassing in the UK, civil offence. So you can get away with it. I used to walk to a back of shops. I used to ride bikes in places. I used to walking into houses. If I didn't have a community protection notice on me when I'd done that, I would have never gotten arrested for it. It would have never been on the news. It would have never been all over everywhere. It would have just been a video that probably went viral on TikTok. A couple people spoke about it, and it would have been that. But because I had this order on me, when I'd done this video and I'd done it in Hackney, they were like, yeah, we're going to put a warrant out for arrest. We're going to put it on TV, because that's what happened. They put a warrant out for arrest on TV. Then it started blowing up everywhere on TikTok. I handed myself in the next day after the warrant. And then when I'd done that, my friends were with me. They took videos of me getting arrested. And then that's what made it blow even more. So a lot of the times it was my friends helping me, but I can't even say friends anymore, because they're not even my friends anymore. So it was a lot of the times it was my old ex-friends that were recording videos of me getting arrested, doing crazy stuff, and then posting it. And then it would go even further on the internet, basically.
I think riding a bike through I've rode bikes through St. David's and whatever, and, walking on the back of a shop as a prank. I get that, and, if you're working in the shop, you're going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? Get out, and... especially the older generation, look at these kids, no respect and all that, but walking in someone's house, mate.
Stupid. It was stupid. It's not, and that's not even the first time I've done it as well. This is probably the 4th time I've done it. Yeah. So last year, I made a video where I walked into a Jewish person's house, innit? Because I live in Stamford Hill, there's a lot of Jewish people. Door was open, because they like to leave their doors open. So me and my friend was just like, you know what? We're going to walk into this house and make a video of it. I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but it was stupid. Done it now, it went viral. So we've done it again. And I've done it again to someone that lives on my road. And I must have walked into his house now, and it was a kid that opened the door in it, but the kid clocked me from TikTok. Yeah, because I was like popular on TikTok before all of this stuff. I was still popular. So I've walked into his house now. He's gone to call his dad come, and I've walked out the house now. That was another viral video. Then it got to this one where I walked into the recent house that went all over the news and that. That one happened.
Hang on, is that the one where the woman's like calling her husband? That's the last one, is it?
No, that's not the last one. That's the third to last. That's the third to last.
Well, fucking hell. Them houses look quite nice. So you live in quite a nice area then?
You can say that.
Well, it's saying London's like that, innit? One street's bad, one street's not.
But yeah, so that one happened. Then the last one was actually a stage one. I don't know if you've seen it, but it was the one where the dog chased me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. So me and my friend, well, not my friend. They keep saying friend, but he's not my friend. Skits, you're not my friend. Yeah. So me and this guy must have planned this video. We're going to be like, oh yeah, we're going to walk into a house. We're going to walk into a nice house with our friend. And like, it was my friend's house. We're going to walk into this nice house and we're going to get his dog to chase us out. And it's going to go on the news. Like, I predicted it. I planned it out and it went on the news. Literally the next day it went viral and it went on the news. And then, yeah, that's literally, I've done it 4 times. And that's the 4 times I've walked into someone's house.
So let's kind of like slow this down a little bit now. And so, first of all, like, you are lucky. There's a lot of people who just wouldn't condone that shit if you walked in their gaff. Did you understand that?
Of course I understand that. So that's why, like I say, everything happens for a reason. And me doing that, it was stupid, but I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for that third house video. Yeah, and obviously me, I sense energies. If I sense that, oh, these men are gonna move mad or these men are gonna do this, we would have left the house straight away. But these men were nice, and it was kind of like we took their kindness for granted, which we shouldn't have done.
Yeah, that's what you've done.
That's literally what it was, because they were kind, and we came in the house talking about study group. So they're thinking, they didn't even see the phone at all. So they're just thinking these kids are lost. They're looking for their study group, but it's not here. That's all they could think of. And when James was like, we got children, the guy that was in the house, when he's like, we got children, I've heard that. I'm like, oh no. So I've left the house straight away. But we still posted the video, and then the video just went crazy viral.
Do you what's your thought process going into a house? Like, are you paranoid at all? Do you get worried at all, thinking like you don't know who's behind the door, or do you weigh up these gaffes before time?
No, it just happens in the moment, innit? So even with that video, we was recording a YouTube video prior to that where I was knocking on people's doors, and we had to stay at the door for the longest time possible, just talking to them without them closing the door. So we recorded that YouTube video. Then we're sitting on the wall, just chilling, looking over the clips. Then one of my boys are like, oh, look at this house here. It's open. Remember that video you used to do back in the day where you walked into the house? Let's do it. Then it just happened. It just happened.
So do you feel like, and I know I've never seen you blame anyone, but do you feel like you was probably coerced and pressured into doing some of these? Are you the little Joey who does them? Are you that person, or did you make up these yourself?
I'm the one that makes it up myself, but sometimes coercion does happen. Sometimes I get led astray by people saying, yeah, yo, Mizzy, you can do this. Like, you have no fear, this, that, and the other. Because I'm a confident person, so I will do things without caring. But there's also a silver lining behind it all. Like, you have to care about things. You can't just do things without caring. And that's what I've learned to pick up nowadays. Like, that's what I've learned to do nowadays, is actually care about things before I do them. Before, I never used to care. I just do it because I knew at the end of the day, it's going to bring me numbers, it's going to bring me money, it's going to bring me clout. And at the end of the day, that's all I cared about before.
You didn't care, but did you know it was wrong?
Morally, yes. But generally, because we didn't really do nothing, we didn't smash up the house, we didn't hurt no one, we didn't do no violence. So
yeah,
at the time, I was like, oh, it's fine. Like,
you're justifying yourself by, well, I'm not actually robbing the place.
I'm not robbing the place. I'm not hurting nobody. But it's still an initial shock on these people. Like, there's a bunch of people and we're black. I don't even want to make it about race, but in the area we live in Hackney, innit? Yeah. So when there's 3 black kids in the house and it's like a predominantly white house, and they're thinking, what's these guys on? Because of what they've seen on maybe the news or maybe in their area.
There's a film that comes to mind, and it came to mind when I first watched that video, the one that went viral. It's called Cherry Tree Lane, and for people out there, especially the London crowd, will know about this film. It was in the early 2010s. A well-known black London actor in there as well, and basically it's in the suburbs of London where 2 black boys and 2 girls, they basically hijack this house, and it's a family, and there's the kids there as well. But it ends up being like light-hearted at the start, but it ends up turning really, really dark. And I just thought, I got that vibe straight away of just like, not that you was doing that, but
it could have ended like that.
It could have ended like that, but not just that. Yeah, because I think he was like, correct me if I'm wrong, people, but I think it was meant to be something, but it went another way because of the people in the house. But like for the people who seen you go in there, okay, I don't know if they've watched that film or not. They probably never, but they probably thought, yeah. And this ain't just skin color. This is like genuine. I think they must have been scared. You know, it don't matter what color you are, mate. You know, if 3 white boys go into a house in Cardiff, the people are going to shit themselves. They're going to be like, what the fuck is this? You know, so, you know, it must have been scary. It must have been scary. And did you, do you have any, like, have you spoken to the family at all? Because to them, they just thought it was a
joke.
Study
No,
class
not a joke,
at first.
study
No, but they
group,
thought it was
yeah.
study group. And then when they see themselves on fucking media, they must have been like, what the fuck?
So yeah, the next day, that's the last time I spoke to them, was the next day after we recorded this video. I went to go to them with my friend that was in the video, and we went to go apologize because literally it was a bit mad, and because it went viral 10 times more than it would have had on TikTok. We went to go apologize and was like, listen, I didn't mean for this to happen. I deleted the video off of my social media page. I don't really remember the apology because after I got sectioned, I lost a lot of my memories, like I was telling you. But I remember going to apologize to them, and she accepted the apology, he accepted the apology, and then we just left it like that. She even recorded the apology. That's what I do remember out of that.
Really?
Yeah, she recorded the apology, probably just for her own sake, just in case anything happened or whatever, or to show her friends. But we did apologize to her, and she accepted it, and we left it like that. That's why they didn't want to press any extra charges on us. So it was the police that pressed the charges on me. It wasn't the homeowners. The homeowners were fine with it.
I think it was the public scrutiny, the pressure, probably. You know, that's how it always goes, don't it? The people who would actually probably have gone under the ordeal, forget about it. But when eyes are on you, Miz, there's a lot of people that will be writing to news medias, to the police and whatever else, saying, get this man fucking arrested or take some action, you know. And the police are like, oh, we have to arrest him. We have to show we've done something.
Yeah, that's what was happening. Literally on Twitter, because it was going stupid viral on Twitter, everyone was at the Met, and then the Met finally came out with a little something to say. They were like, inquiries are undergoing over this boy. He's known by police because of the old past. So they saw it and they were like, they automatically knew. They didn't have to do no search, no anything. They just knew who I was. Then that's when the warrant came.
Well, didn't you get worried at all? Because if you're known for robberies, they don't know you're becoming a fucking TikTok fucking pranker.
But whilst I was doing that, I was also doing social media, but I wasn't getting paid from it. That's why I had to do the other side of things to get money. So they knew I was doing YouTube. They knew I was doing TikTok. So they knew when they arrested me, they were like, breach of community protection notice, because that's why I had that community protection notice due to my old videos.
Okay, I see. No, I get that. Have you ever been attacked physically?
No. Never. Like, I've had haters come up to me, speak to them, and they end up saying, oh, yeah, I respect your thing. Like, a lot of the hate just comes from the internet. In person, like people come, oh, Mizzy, I love your videos, from old to young to anyone, male, female, anyone will come up to me and just say, I love your videos. People start running me down, trying to get pictures with me.
Yeah, and they're the same people who are probably saying, you should get his fucking... Obviously, there's people out there who probably want to fucking kick your head in, but yeah, most of those people probably just say it online and in person, it's a different matter, isn't it?
Different, yeah, man. That's why I say social media and real life are two different things. Social media is just a big game that is rather you're playing or you're being played. You're rather consuming or you're creating.
Yeah. How does it feel being hated though?
Couldn't care less, to be fair. That's how I live my life. Like I say all the time, you can't cancel someone that doesn't care. I don't care what other people think about me. I just live in my life, literally. If I do something wrong, cool. I'll feel remorse for my actions. I'll say sorry. I'll do whatever I have to do to make amends for that situation. But I don't have to be making amends for everybody that's watching me.
Yeah, but is that the cost it's taking to be, let's go back to the original question. Are you a fame whore? Is that what it comes to? A fame at what cost? It don't matter if they hate me or love me. Is that what it is? You
hate me or love me, you're still going to watch me. That's what I say all the time. Hate me or love me, you're still going to watch me. Because the haters, they still watch and they add a comment which adds engagement and they just boost it further. Whether they're hating or loving it, people, like I said before, when I go down the road, I get stopped every day of my life by someone trying to get a picture, trying to tell me, oh, they love me, trying to tell me, keep doing what I do. I get texts all the time saying, keep doing what you're doing. Obviously, I do get hate people. I get death threats all the time. People leak on my address. I got doxxed the other day. Armed feds came to my house for a bomb threat. Like, stuff like that do happen, but it all comes with this fame. Like, obviously, I didn't know what fame truly was until I was in the midst of it. And for that week when I walked into the house, I was probably one of the most famous people in the world at that time.
Well, infamous.
Infamous. Infame turns into fame eventually.
Yeah, of course. Harrison, anything you want to say on that?
Yeah, I think a lot of people say that. You say that yourself, right? Like, oh, I don't give a fuck what they say or whatever. But it must take a toll. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think you get a thicker skin as you get older. But like, I don't know. If I was getting death threats or just people ripping me, you can't help but let it affect you. Do you know what I mean?
What I do, turn the phone, turn it around and live in the real world. That's all I do. Like, literally, from the moment I get any sort of thing that's going to be like, oh yeah, this is going to affect me, I'll just come off my phone. I won't scroll through more and see 10 more and then be like, I'm coming off my phone and going to chill with my friends or going out with my child or anything.
But is it hard in this day and age? Because this is why I feel sorry for you as well in a way, because when I was your age and most of us when we're from 15 to 18, we're doing mad shit and you're just so happen to record it. And it's like, there's only one bad person in the world and that's you right now. No, this is happening probably everywhere and always has happened, but it's being recorded now. So I feel for you in that sense. But this is a question I want to ask you, because you just said, which is a very good point, when it gets to that putting that phone down. I see other TikTokers in different ways, really infamous or well-known, and it's taking a toll on their mental health massively. I've seen, is it Alpha Bar? Have you ever heard of Alpha Bar?
No.
Well, this is some guy, I don't want to gender his profile and stuff, but it's a male turned or
it's a he, she.
Yeah, innit? You really know, you're pretending you don't. But I've literally seen this person like boiling point, but because she wants the fame and the money, she's still on there. But to what extent?
To what extent your mental capacity can handle. That's all it is.
The capacity isn't. It's full. I think with that person especially. So is that some advice you'd give to people there? Maybe.
Yeah, I would say literally don't let it affect you. That's all that I can really say. Don't let it affect you. Every time people ask me, how do I make it big on social media? I don't like the hate. I always get hate. I'd say just don't. Who are these people in reality? Are they living your life? Are they with you? Are they next to you? They're literally commenting on social media about you. They're probably sitting in their bed or probably doing something unproductive while you're still out here trying to make it for yourself. So you can't really look at what anyone else is saying and be like, it's going to affect me. It's going to affect my mental. It's going to cause me depression, anxiety, all of this stuff. Because it's really not you're letting it affect you. You let it affect you all the time.
Have you always had this gripe with the system then? Like hate for the system? It seems like you hate the system.
Yeah, I do still. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. Like from young, it's always been some sort of system of control. That's what I say is a system of control. They control our minds with information, false information that is made true because everybody else thinks it's true and everybody else listens to other people. Like a lot of my friends, they listen to each other with like if one person says something, they'll be like, oh yeah, that's true, you know, without doing their own research on anything. And that's what happens in schools as well. Like we listening to our teachers telling us something that they've learned from the curriculum, which is the same curriculum that's been around for like 200, 300, 400, however long. They're teaching it, relaying it back to us.
In their words.
In their own words. And people are just sucking it in like, because young people are like sponges. Yeah, we're all like sponges absorbing any sort of information we can get. And in school, that's when the brainwashing starts completely. And that's when they brainwash you to their sort of way. They brainwash you to be a worker, basically, a slave to the system. Everyone is a slave to the system from the moment we come out of school.
I agree. I do agree. To an extent. Do you hate the system for deporting your father?
He's a joke, man. He can stay where he is.
No, but okay, and here's another question. Do you blame, and I know you said PS said this in a way, but do you ever blame not having a father figure there for the way you've grown up and the things you've done?
No. I'm not going to pin the blame on someone else. It's all to do with me. And if I guarantee if my dad would say, I'll still be doing the same things.
No, but if your mother's playing two roles and she's struggling and you're needing financial to feed your mother, you shouldn't be out robbing robberies.
I'm not
at a
talking
certain
about the
age.
robbering side. I'm talking about the social media side. I probably would have been bigger than I am now because I would have been more focused on social media and not letting this other life affect me in my actual life that I want to do.
But what I'm saying is that younger self of you that, you know, you're talking about hating the system and stuff. I feel like a part of this hatred for the system is giving you that anarchy feeling to I'll do whatever fucking pranks I want to. Like, I feel like that is a part of it as well. Would you agree with that or would you say I'm way off there?
Kind of, because like when I was younger, I used to be a smart you. Obviously, I
a smart you.
I went to 5 different schools, got kicked out of school many different times.
Maybe you're not then.
But it was for stupid stuff. Like I was the smartest in every year I went to. So obviously they wanted to keep me in the school. And because when you get good GCSEs, it looks good on the school. So my predictors were 8s and 9s. So every school I went to, they were trying to keep me as much as possible.
you, yeah.
Yeah. But I was just messing up every time, trolling the teachers. I was just doing stuff outside of school that would come back to school to the point where they're like, goodbye. Then I ended up in my final school, boxing academy. And in this school, I passed all my GCSEs. So, do you have education? Like, people think I don't have education because I do stupid stuff on the internet. It's just how I just live my life, innit?
You just want to kind of get a faster way and not be kind of controlled through the traditional routes. Is that, what would you agree with that, yeah?
I would say that. Because when I was 16, I did have a job, actually. Like, I got my first job when I was 15. No, it was 16. I done an apprenticeship as a chef. Like, when I finished school.
Yeah.
Then apprenticeship. Then after that apprenticeship, I passed it, got my qualification, started working at Nando's. Yeah, Nando's. I started working at bare different places because I don't want to be a chef because it was taxing. It was way like, they pressure you to do this, to do that. And you have
Chefing's hard, man.
It's not easy. Catering, all of that, it's not easy. So yeah, I've done the job thing. It's not like I've never had a job before. I've had a job before and I've known how it is to be in a job to the point where I'm like, I don't even want to work for someone anymore. So I started to do my own thing. And this is when I started taking social media to the next level. Quit my job, started taking it fully serious.
What about like your circle of not just friends, or you could say quote unquote friends and people around you? Are they struggling as well? Because obviously this is not just London now, although London might be magnified, but you know, everyone at a young age either selling drugs or they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing. Is it similar to you? Was your mates growing up doing the same type of stuff?
Yeah. More than me. That's where it was rather social media or being in the gang life, which I did not want to be in at all. So I started taking social media way more seriously because a lot of my friends, like a lot of my close friends, prison, or dead. Yeah. So it's like, what can I do about it? So I decided to say, do you know what? I'm going to do social media. I'm going to take it fully seriously and I can actually make it far in this realm.
Fair enough. So why don't you redirect your hate, towards the system, the corruption that goes on in your country, and redirect that energy for something positive rather than being looked at in the world as someone who's negative, who's doing terrible things?
Well, I had that idea and I still do have that idea, but I just got to know how to formulate it right now, because before I got sectioned, I had bare different ideas. I was going to start a charity company, I was going to start investing in youth clubs, adventures. I was start doing bare stuff. Then got sectioned, came out, felt like a completely different person. Like, I wasn't my old self, I wasn't a new self, I was literally a different person. So I had to kind of come back into my old self, like my old personality, my old being, before I can actually move on. Because if I moved on as that new person, I don't know what I would be doing right now. Like, I don't know what I would be doing.
Well, that's one thing I would say to you is you've got time on your hands, obviously. You are a smart person, but to give you a bit of credit, like, you are young and we all make mistakes, when we're young, and you haven't killed anyone. And the fact that you're trying to set up a charity and open up youth clubs, there obviously is a positive side of you that you're trying to get out. But, it's the nature of the beast, like you said, with social media. People like to point fingers. People want to see people held accountable for things. So it must have been tough for you. But I think that's a pretty good idea. You could go to charities or something and say, look, I'm doing this stupid shit because there's not enough youth clubs, there's not enough this and blah, blah. Did you see what I mean?
Yeah, because when I grew up, when I was about 8, I grew up at a venture, I grew up at a youth club, and I gained social skills, I gained communication, I gained all of these things, cooperation, working in a team, all of this stuff that nowadays I can just go out and actually be confident with myself because I know that I have the right skills to do it. Nowadays, with other kids, they don't have these skills. So they're just going out with whatever they think is right and doing whatever they think is right to make it out like everyone says. So whether it's misbehaving, whether it's selling drugs, whether it's killing people, and living in this road life that goes back and forth and it never ends, it's what happens nowadays.
You said you don't really care about materialistic things and stuff, but, you don't want to be stuck in the rat race, and just have an honest job and pay you a certain amount. What is it that you want then? Like, why do you want money? What is the money for? What is it you want? You want to live a lavish life, do you?
Peace and freedom. Peace and freedom. Because nowadays it's all just stress. You have to pay your bills, you have to do this, you have to do that. With money, everything could just be set aside and you can actually just live your life without worrying about, you have to pay this, you're in debt with this, you have to do this, you got fines, you got this. Like, I ain't trying to live all of that life. So obviously I realized that money is the root of all evil, yes, but it's needed nowadays.
Yeah, no, I agree with you because I always say to myself, I want to get to a place where parking fines ain't a thing. Like, I can just park anywhere.
Yeah, who said that before?
Me, bro. Because I get them all the time, innit? It's just an annoying thing, but it'd be nice just to not have a problem like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is horrible, isn't it? And do you know what? It's hard for your generation again. I'm going to keep saying it, but when I grew up, it was a plastic, a plasterer, like Sparky, this, that. But now, there was not many people I knew who were millionaires. I wouldn't know a millionaire or someone who was famous or something. Do you know what I mean? But now, your era, you got let's even look at KSI, Logan Paul, people like that. Then you've got a caliber underneath them, and underneath them, these people who are playing Xbox or on YouTube or got a podcast or got this, got that, and they're making millions and millions of pounds from social media. It's crazy. I think the pressure is now that if you're not something, you're a failure in life. Yeah,
I would say that that's right, innit? Because a lot of people, even my friends, they judge each other. Like, everyone's like, oh, you're not doing this, or you're not shotting enough packs, or you're not working hard enough. But to my friends, they're not talking about working a normal job. They're talking about working on the streets, and they think, oh yeah, this is the job that we want to live. This is how we're gonna make it out. This is how we're gonna get our freedom, by going against the system and doing illegal stuff. And obviously I had that mindset at the start when I was doing all of these illegal pranks, when I was doing all of this stuff, until I realized now that you've made me into this infamous, famous, whatever, notorious person.
You've made
I
it
can
impossible.
I can just be an influencer now and actually do things, normal things, legal things, and still make money from it. So that's all it's about now.
But this is the question I want to ask you. Can you do legal things? What consequences have come of the TikTok terror?
Bare stuff. I don't even know where to start. Like, oh my days, and it's hot as well. Cause let's think. Banned off all social medias. Yeah, so I have to make new accounts every second. Monetizing accounts is not easy. So that whole side of things is basically thrown out the window. My YouTube got banned. That's what I was making the most money on, is YouTube. Banned. So banned off social medias. Banned from a lot of places. I'm banned from the whole of Essex. I'm banned from all theme parks around the world. I'm banned from
the world?
From the, yeah. Because I stuck
gas
into
me.
Alton Towers, I stuck into Fort Park. But when I stuck into Alton Towers, I got grabbed in it by a security and I bit the security guard. Yeah, like he had me wrapped up in it, and I was not trying to get captured, so I must have bit him, and I'm running now, and then I got captured, and then I got banned from all Merlin attractions around the world. So I can't go to London Eye, can't go to the arcades, I can't go to any of these places. So that's part of one, basically banned from a lot of places, banned from social media. My name all over the internet on Wikipedia, so getting a job is not easy.
Yeah, even if you probably wanted to work in, I know you wouldn't. I know you wouldn't be working in Costa, I know that. But for example, in years to come, in the future, when you're a bit older and maybe life isn't working out too well for you and you've got your child, you might have a missus, whatever, and you think, do you know what, I just need to get a job. That's going to be hard.
There's always a workaround though. Maybe someone has a business. Like, there's always a workaround in life.
But trade, yeah. But even in this day and age, it's fucking nightmare because people will phone you up and say, "Oh, don't let him do your roof. He's so," and people sabotage it so badly.
Talking about sabotage, I got sabotaged at college. Like, I went college yesterday for one day. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go back to college. I'm gonna try and study whatever media in it, so I can learn more skills in the media scene. I've gone to college now. Yesterday was a good day. Today, I'm getting a call from the head teacher saying, "Oh, I'm excluded, I'm expelled, whatever you want to call it, and don't come back next week." Because someone called in yesterday saying that I pranked them. Said, I went up to them, I said, "Do you want to die to them?" Which is one of my old pranks that I made about 2 years ago now. So I think what someone done is they found out the college I went to, they looked through one of my videos to use as like bait, and they said, "Yeah, Mizzy done this prank on me and he was wearing his college lanyard." And then they kicked me out.
Oh, them lanyards will always get you, brother. They will always get you.
Stupid, man.
But that's not nice, though. Like, is that really a prank? Let's talk about the threshold of pranks now, actually, because we had this conversation anyway, yeah, right? Because you're not really to blame for this in that sense, because pranks are something that's always been around. But the way I look at it, you're always going to push them boundaries. It's the same as a drug addict, yeah? When I'll smoke fucking heroin and crack, then I'll have another bag, and then I'll have more, and your tolerance gets, and you just push. People, liberty takers, they push until they can get what they want. It's the same with pranks and social media and trying to do the next big thing. So we had Jackass in the early thousands, which everyone was like, "This is fucking amazing." Bam McGee is in a fucking trolley and he's getting pushed down the fucking... And then next thing you know, it was like, oh. And then Dirty Sanchez came along and they're starting to do these pranks, which was just next level. And you're like, these are the ones. And then you get something else, someone independent on YouTube. And now look what you're doing. It's like next level again with pranks. Is that what it is? It's pressure every time. What am I going to do next?
So it's about one-upping the next video. Okay, this video is on 2 million views. Let's get 5 million views and let's do something even crazier. But for me, a lot of my craziest videos, even like the "Do You Want to Die" one, it's been done before. Many times. Even the walking into houses, I've seen someone do it before. Like, I'm the one that made it popular, but it's been done before.
By a white guy?
By a white guy.
Maybe that could say a lot then.
And that's just why I like to mention a lot about skin color. Even though I don't discriminate, I love all people. But this discrimination definitely thrown back at me, because this video has been done. I think there was like 2 white kids. They walked into a house and it went viral, but it didn't go viral to the point of like, oh, me going viral, going on Piers Morgan, BBC, all of this stuff. And then even the Do You Wanna Die, there was a YouTuber called It's Aria. Back in the day, he used to make bear prank videos. He used to like squirt ketchup at people, poop down people's trousers, all of this stuff. And he's done that video before.
Keck someone.
All of these stuff. Do you wanna? What I'm thinking of other pranks I've done. Do you wanna get naked? Asking someone if they wanna get naked.
Yeah. What was that one off Balls of Steel? Do you fancy a bum? Do you fancy a bum?
I think I've watched. Is it? I think
Minutes on Black Guy.
Yeah. And then they done one. That's where I got the idea of the knock and don't run thing. You know, when they knocked on the door and then they can't run, you have to talk to the people for as long as possible.
Yeah.
And there's one where they take people's cigarettes and then they
Well,
run.
that's what I'm saying. Like, these are things that we've grown up watching, and you know, it's fun, and yeah, like you're not to blame for that. And of course, naturally, these stunts are going to get worse and worse because people will go, "Oh, I've seen that one. That's putting the pie in the face. That's fucking old, isn't it?" You know, and people don't fall for the pranks no more. You need to be quite genuine about it as well. So,
but a lot of these pranks were actually fake anyway. They were all amazingly staged, innit? So when someone actually comes out and starts doing real pranks, that's when it's like, what's he doing? He's crazy. What's he actually doing? Because a lot of these pranks beforehand, they're fake, they're staged with rather the person and the person who's doing it, and all of the extras in the back are just fake. So maybe if I've watched a video where someone's slapping drinks out of people's hands. So he's done it and he'll get chased, and then guys will come around the back and start chasing him as well.
yeah.
Like all of this stuff is just fake.
There's one in America, and there's some guy, like, and he's with a black guy, and he got a bit of color in him, but he's white, like, and like he goes into like shopping markets, and he's like, "Hey, you want to pass me that thing there, boy?" He's like, "Who you calling boy?" He's like, "You boy, I called you boy," but like he ends up getting fucked up. But then I found out it was fake, and I'm just like, what is the point? Like, what's the point in that? Do you know what I mean? Because I really enjoyed it. I thought, this guy's got some balls, man. Like, do you know what I mean? But
It's
it
just to
ended up being
generate
fake.
views and clicks. That's all it is nowadays. It's views and clicks.
But you can't tell me that you haven't done some fake ones.
Yeah, but obviously that's different. I started with real and I've been doing real for about 10 years. I only had to start fake because I wasn't allowed to record people without documented consent.
Okay. So give me that process.
So obviously when I walked into the house, I went to court the next day. Like I already mentioned this with the warrant and stuff. The outcome of that was I got a criminal behaviour order. So that prevented me from trespassing in any place. So I couldn't do no more walking to the backs or any of that or get arrested. So I couldn't do that. I couldn't record people without their documented consent, directly or indirectly. So I couldn't tell other people to record for me and post for me. I couldn't directly tell them or indirectly tell them. So if they're doing it on their own accord, it's different. Because I'm not telling them to do it at all. They're just doing it with their own accord. But if I tell them, oh yeah, I'll send you this video, post this video for me, that can get me implicated. So that was the second one. And the third one is not relevant because I don't remember it right now. Literally. But yeah, so I got that order and then I got fined £365. And from that day, I started making stage videos. So when the one where I was knocking the products off the shop with the shopkeeper, the one where I walked into the house again.
That's the one that really got me pissed as well. I thought, there's no way this guy, and I used to be a shoplifter, I used to empty the shelves. It was kind of the same thing, really. But I thought, there's no way this guy's walking in here and just smashing milk bottles and fucking, you know, like on Adams, on Big Daddy when he's throwing the fucking tins and fucking smashing. I thought, there's no way that's real.
No, because that would have been the mad thing. Yeah? But it still went on the news, it still went on the media, because the media like to portray this negative image. Like, the media give me what I want at the end of the day, because I knew it was going to go on the news.
Yeah, they probably know it's fake sometimes and just think, oh, it's a headline. It's a headline.
Straight away. Because even with the walking into houses, they like in the fine print, they're like, we don't know if it's real or not. But in the headlines, it's like, Mizzy's walked into a house again, he's breached his court order. But like, they're just trying to make it seem like, yeah, this guy doesn't listen. He's always doing something wrong. He's always doing the bad thing. But at the end of the day, it's staged. Like now I'm doing what you want me to do. I'm just doing normal videos that are staged.
Yeah.
They're still trying to make it into, oh yeah, this guy's doing violent criminal pranks.
We'll talk a bit more about like the system and that in a bit. Let's just get these other incidents out the way quickly. So the dog the kidnapping an old lady's dog was probably the second biggest one after the house invasion, I would say. What do you think you had more backlash for, the dog or the house?
The house, I didn't really get like. Well, personally, I didn't see it in it because, like I said, I don't consume content like that, so I don't really read my comments or anything. I just post and leave it. But I did go through the dog comments, and on that video, everyone was just laughing. Everyone just thought it was funny. Like, that video was posted like months before that house video came out. But obviously, their man, the media, mainstream media, they wanted to use that video as another like, oh yeah, this guy is crazy. Like, he's stealing from an old lady. Like, what is he doing? But there was context behind that story as well. The dog came up to me and my friend while we're sitting there eating chips, and I'm telling the woman, take your dog away, like we're eating our food, and the dog keeps coming up. She's like, oh, sorry. So she's called the dog back. The dog's done that about 3 more times to the point where I've gotten dared by my boy, take the dog for a video. And I've done it. Then I posted that video, and the video went viral again. Just like the houses one.
You could have had an heart attack when you first done it, like, innit?
She did say that. Like, obviously, when I gave it back, because there was a video of me giving it back to her, she was like, you could have gave me a heart attack, but she knew who I was, innit? Like, that's what I forgot to mention. Before I took the dog, she was like, my grandson watches you on TikTok. My grandson loves your videos, this, that, and the other. So
She knew.
yeah, she actually just knew who I was, innit? So when I gave it back, we had a conversation. She was fine with it, and she just let it happen, innit? Like,
So it's the media probably there then, making it worse again.
all the time, it's media manipulation.
Yeah. It's like another a rapper I know from America. Is it Boink? I think his name's Boink.
Boink gang.
Boink, is it? I've seen him walk into like fucking restaurants and stealing lobsters
Boink
and
gang.
shit.
Like, that's what I said in that dog video. I was like, Boink gang, we outside. That's what I said in the video, because
So it was like kind of
it was
copying
linked
the
to him
same
because
thing.
he's done that video. He's done that video before. He's taken a dog before. I think he's taken someone's car before.
Yeah, I've seen
He's
that.
done so much different videos, and I literally just replicated his formula of videos
Yeah.
in the UK.
Which is what, when you go on social media, if you go on like YouTubers and they say how to get, how to make good content, they say, replicate success, innit? Like, but over the years, straight away, they need to find someone to pin up and put the blame on.
Every so often, they need to find a new person to be like, they'll make them viral. But the thing about internet fame, it's like 15 minutes of fame, literally. It's rather, you have to utilize it the most you can.
Capitalize on it.
Yeah, or you'll just get locked off. Like, that's what they've been trying to do for me. Like, a lot of people will say, oh, you've fallen off, you did this, that. I'm banned. I can't really do nothing. I can't really post without people's consent. I can't do anything that's not what they want me to do. So I got to kind of go around the system. That's why I'm making music. That's why I'm going to start doing influencer, boxing, MMA, whatever you want to say.
Yeah,
and
do what you can.
that's when I start building up a influencer name for myself, because you've already given me the clout. I'm already all over the internet. All you have to do is one Google, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok search of Mizzy, and you'll see hundreds of videos.
Yeah, I've seen a few comments of like, if you've uploaded something on Twitter, look at you only got a few views, you fell off. And I've even seen on some podcasts, and they're like, I think it was the JE one, and they were like, oh my God, James, you have scooped to a new level with this one. And I'm just like, I don't know why so many people, like, I can see it in a way, because I used to be a very envious, jealous person when I was on drugs. But there's just too much negativity out there, and people, at the end of the day, what people are trying to do with these podcasts is just give you that voice and understanding that the mainstream media didn't. We're not talk TV. I'm not going to start screaming, get out of here, get out of here. I'm trying to let you talk, and I don't think Piers Morgan or any of these people who are claimed as these great journalists have ever once let you talk.
Nah, they don't think they wanted to. They just wanted to be like, yeah, let's rile them up, yeah. And then, yeah, there's violent black boys on camera now, getting angry,
Narrative.
doing this, doing that, just trying to paint a narrative, literally.
And if we're not going to get too deep in the conspiracy rabbit hole on this one, shout out to Donut. But again, it's not only, like we said, narratives, but it's that distraction, innit? There's always something going on and behind what we know. And they need to create stories. So when you come along,
They were like, perfect. Because
perfect.
the time I was blowing up is when Philip Schofield done all the madness.
Exactly.
No, they used me as a cover up. A lot of people did say it. big cover up to Philip Schofield, because I even done a video calling Philip Schofield out, because like I was like, how is he like, he's getting all this apologetic media, everyone's like, oh yeah, allow him, this, that and the other, he wants to kill himself, this, that and the other. But when it's me, young child, I'm young compared to him doing it up his madness. Yeah, I'm young, I'm still finding my way in life, but everybody wants to get onto me, everyone wants me down, everyone wants me dead. But when he's actually doing heinous crimes, everyone's trying to defend him.
I think going back to the generational thing again, like I have had it where I think this generation, they're just fucked. Like I do think, like, I feel sorry for you in a way, like, and you probably think, don't feel sorry for me, mate. Like, we're good. But I just feel like, our age, we've had the choice of being around with no social media, and now we've had the best of both worlds, and we've learned from both things. But you have been brought up in this
social media world, and
you know it's negative because you talk about the matrix and the simulation and all this stuff. So you must know that the world we're living in right now and where it's going is negative.
Yeah, in a couple of years, it's mainly going to be only social media, and there's going to be a new Mizzy in a couple of years' time. There's going to be another new Mizzy in the next couple of years' time. It's just a cycle that always repeats. Like I say, Mizzy is a social media persona, and everyone's Mizzy in their own way. Everyone's desperate for some sort of successful clout or whatever they want out of social media, because social media is the easiest way to break out of the system.
Well, at least you're honest and open about it and actually saying, yeah, I am trying to get out of here, you know? Who's your role model in life and why?
No one. Absolutely no one. A lot of people have asked me this question. I don't look up to anybody. I look up to myself. I look up to God.
Do you think it's important to have a role model? I'm not talking about an idol. I'm not worshipping idols. But don't you think it's important in life to have someone?
You just said God. I think that's a decent one, whoever they are.
Like, what's the point of looking up to another person?
No, but people will say that. Yeah, well, no, I get it, and fair play to you. But people are going to say, how is this guy worshipping God with the things he's done? That's what they would say, innit?
They can say that. But there's always context behind situations. Like, you don't see what happens off camera. You don't see what happens the second the video's off. You just see what I portrayed to you guys. So if I'm doing a mad video and then the camera's off and I've said sorry to the person and the person's like, yeah, you can post it, it's fine. But I don't put that in the video, they can't say nothing because I know that I've already done what I needed to do to get this video out. That's what I always do. Like, most of my videos is always fine to post. Maybe there's been like one or two where I'm like, this video's too good that I can't not post it. But all of the videos I've always asked for permission to post.
What, so you've done the prank and then you've asked for permission? Yeah,
I'll be like, yeah, I can't lie, it's a joke, innit, yeah, but can I post it? And 9 out of 10 times people say yeah.
So it's real to a point. It's not always real because if they know about it.
No, I'm talking about after
Are you saying it's real until the prank's finished and then you'll say, yeah, I got you. Do you mind if I put this on social media?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I get that.
Yeah, because a lot of the time people, as long as you talk to them, they're fine with it. But if you just leave it, like you've done the prank and then you've just left it, you've walked off, then it's a bit crazy. It's a bit wild.
Can you talk about the sectioning?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sectioning.
How that happened?
Oh, this is a very long story, so I'm not even going to go too in depth about it. But I had a psychotic episode. Yeah. I stopped smoking weed, and the week after that happened, so I must have stopped smoking weed for about a week. The day before that happened, me and my ex-friend Skits, we had like a little altercation between each other. He was telling me he was evil. I'm not even going to go too deep into that whole situation, but like...
Pain's an illusion.
Pain is an illusion. Yeah, he's a joke, man, bro. Reality is an illusion. That's what I used to say, but he used to twist it on his pain is an illusion. Started punching walls.
So is he from like the same ends as you? Or?
Yeah, he's from the same area as me still.
Grew up with him?
Grew up with him as well, yeah.
And now you're not talking because of social media, really, you know?
Because of social media. You can say it's because of social media. He used me for my clout. He used me for my influence and tried to build his own platform off of it. Like, I was fully up for helping him and I was helping him. I kept telling him, post this video, do this, do that. But he would always interrupt my videos, always try to come in with his face, always try to say, yeah, I'm scared, go follow my thing, this, that, and the other, whilst I'm making my video. But I will never do it to him, because I'll let him have his own moment, because when you're making a video, it's your moment. But he always tries to come into my moment. Anyway, we're going off topic. Back to the sectioning.
Sorry.
So yeah, all of that happened. He told me I was evil. He screamed out loud that he's evil. He turned the sky red. Like, I'm just briefly recapping. Next day this happened.
He turned the sky red?
He turned the sky red.
What, he did genuinely, or you
He
think?
genuinely did. Like, man wasn't tweaking out, man wasn't nothing. I went to my friend's house that was down the road. I told him to come out the house and look at the sky. And he even said, yeah, the sky is red. Like, this guy turned the sky red by
But
saying
how did he
evil.
turn the sky red?
Because he screamed loud that he's evil into the sky. He just screamed it into the world, I am evil. Like, I feel like it was something that he needed to get off of his chest.
Okay, but how do you know he made it turn red?
Because how else did the sky turn red? It happened the second he said I am evil, the sky just started coming and it started turning red.
Oh,
Something happened there. Maybe if it wasn't him, then how did that happen? How does that happen?
What-
And it was
what-
only in our area.
Apocalypto is it with Mel Gibson, and they're sacrificing, they're beheading, and like they're like, God, give us a sign, and then the eclipse comes, and they think because it was just a random eclipse, they believe that God's answered to them.
Could be something like that.
It could
but
have been
I'm
just
thinking
a coincidence.
It only happened in our area as well.
Yeah, that's
So it was a bit mad. But yeah, next day, fast forward to next day now, I wasn't even with him for the whole day that day. But the day was weird. Got a parcel in the morning. It said, welcome to 2069. Finesse me with love. Yeah. Obviously, it was my neighbor's parcel. But it said, finesse me with love. And it said, welcome to 2069. It was all colorful in that. So I took it thinking it was like maybe a joke or something. I don't know. So I've taken the parcel now. Got into Dawston, which is a place in Hackney. I'm in Dawston now and I've met my friend. So I've opened the parcel with him and it's some Jesus like cloth. There's a cloth with Jesus on it and some angels on it. And there's another little baby shirt saying, drop her. Yeah. Like there's a little baby shirt saying, drop her. And this is the day after me and Skits have stopped talking, but Skits used to act like a feminine, basically. He used to act like a woman. He used to be bare petty about things and manipulative about everything. So I thought, yeah, this is talking about Skits. So I must have ripped the baby shirt up here. It was like, drop her in it. So I've ripped it and I got my boy to record this all. So I've ripped it now and I've worn the Jesus thing. And this is when I was sun gazing a lot. So I had like spiritual powers. I don't know how to explain it, but I had powers that were harnessed from the sun's energy. Gone to my next boy's house now. We've met him. He's telling me he has court. So I've wished him good luck on his court and he's left. We've gone to Mare Street now and we've met with 2 other people. And with these 2 other people, and I've had a crystal. Do you know the obsidian? Obsidian is a powerful crystal.
the black one.
Yeah, the black one.
It's dangerous, mate.
Yeah. And do you know whose crystal that was? It was Skits' crystal. And obviously, I took it from him that yesterday before he told me I was evil and all of that because he was harnessed it. He was doing bare like, I don't know what he was doing, but he was doing dark things with it. So I tried to take it from him.
Do you want to explain to the people what obsidian does?
Obsidian negates negative energy, innit? But it can also be used as a negative energy like beacon. Like you can harness your own energy within it.
Yeah.
And obviously Skits, that's what he was doing. So when I took it from him, I remember him telling me, I feel so weak without this crystal, this, that, and the other. And that's when he screamed, I am evil, and then all of that stuff happened. But next day now, I'm charging up this crystal in the sun. Like I'm charging it up. I had it in like a pot and it was charged up by the sun. I'm there sun gazing as well. I finished sun gazing. I've held the crystal. I've squeezed it tight. And I feel like I got possessed by the crystal. Something happened. Like bare stuff happened that was unexplainable that day. I've gone now and I've done what he's doing now, punching walls. I'm just doing crazy stuff. I'm punching walls. My hands are all swollen. They're massive. Yeah. And I've drank sea moss. And the sea moss that I got was from my other friend, who's not even my friend nowadays, because he affiliates himself with Skits. So I think they rather spiked the sea moss or they done something that was not good, innit? I've drank the sea moss now and I'm literally tweaking out. Like, I'm running fast. I'm going from one place to another in record timing. I'm telling my boys I'm literally reading my boys' minds. I'm reading their minds. Like, they'll be thinking about something and I'll be like, what's wrong? Is this wrong? Is that wrong? And they're like, how are you doing that? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just saying what's coming in my subconscious, innit? I'm reading other people's subconscious. So we're on the train now and I must have screamed as loud as I could. It's on like a sirens type of scream. I was in Stratford. The train stops now, and when the train stops, on the tunnel it plays, someone's pressed the emergency fire thing, so we have to stop the train for a short time. But I didn't press nothing. No one pressed nothing. I screamed. And I think it interrupted the electric, like whatever was, like it was so much weird stuff that the story is crazy, innit? So I've got a text on my phone now, and it's from my mum. And she's like, she sent some paragraph. I don't even remember the paragraph, but it was just about me getting home by 12 because I'm on tag in it and I have to be home by 12. But it was about 4 o'clock. So I don't know why my mum was sending me that. She was like, be home by 12. You know I love you. This, that, and the other. And it was a bit weird because she's never sent nothing like that before. So I've sent her a message back and I'm like, I'll always be home by 12. Send. Train starts moving. Like, I don't know if that was just like a coincidence, but it was weird. So now I've gotten off the train. My phone's come up on camera. It's like, do you know what? I don't know. It wasn't on camera. Do you know what messages, yeah? Where there's like a camera and like you can open your camera and then it's like, go closer to this or go further back. I don't know. I'll show you after if you don't know what I'm talking about. But it told me to do that and it told me to take a picture of Stratford. Taking a picture of Stratford and I've posted something on my story saying, this is the Skit's illusion. And I posted the Secret Covenant. Have you heard of it before?
The Secret Covenant?
Yeah.
I've heard of the Ark of Covenant, the Ark of Covenant, but what's the Secret?
Well, the Secret Covenant, I think the Illuminati made it, or maybe the Rockefellers made it. Like a lot of conspiracies are going on with it. But it's literally how they control us with medication, they control us with illusions, just bare different stuff in it. But I'll send you the document, you can put it on the screen or whatever.
Okay.
Now, gotten off the train, gone downstairs. No, I'm already off the train. I've gone downstairs in the station. These people, the train people, I don't know what to call them. What would you call them?
Conductors.
The conductors. The conductors have
But
come
they're
up to me.
conducting the energy from you.
Ooh, they're conducting energy. Maybe. So they've come up to me and they're like to me, Mizzy, you can only go on the underground. Take this train right here. Now I've hopped on the train and the train is going fast. The train is going fast, faster than the train has ever gone in my life. It's going for about 5 minutes. It hasn't stopped. So I'm thinking, what's happening right now? The train stopped now and it said some next station. It's not even a station that was meant to be going to. It said some next station. I've gotten off. I told my boys to get off and they're like, no, it's the next stop. But from Stratford to Canada Water, it's like a good couple stops. It's like 4 or 5 stops. But it took us 2 stops to get to Canada Water. So the first stop where I got off, gotten back on the train, and we got into the second stop. I've gotten a text on my phone. We're on the underground, keep in mind. Got a text on my phone. End it where it started. So I've walked. Have you seen a video of me going to the back of the train? And I'm like in the back of the train and I'm like, we outside, and I pick up the phone and that. And this is the driver's side. So I'm thinking, end it where it started. What could that mean?
Well, who messaged you that?
God knows. None of these messages are on my phone. When I came out of sectioning, all my social media apps were deleted, all my messages were deleted, all my photos were gone.
Do you think you're imagining this, or do you think this actually happened?
I asked my boys, like, because my boys weren't on what I was on. They weren't sun gazing, they didn't have none of the CMOS, so they were just like everybody else normal. So they were with me through this whole trip. I've walked to the end and I've put my hand on the driver's door. Ding ding, we're now at Canada Water. As soon as that's happened. How did my phone get messages underground, first of all? And how did it, like, as soon as I've touched it, we're at this destination. So now we're with 4 of my friends and we've gone upstairs. One of my friends say 111. Now I was doing a lot of numerology, I was doing a lot of numbers, and I was doing a lot of studying of astrology and all of this stuff and how like numbers relate to real life events.
Angel numbers.
Yeah. So he said
Mirror
111.
numbers, mirror numbers as well, innit? 22, 22.
All of these numbers, like all of this
3,
stuff.
3, 2, yeah.
So he said to me 111, and I've looked at the train thing and it said 111. I'm with 4 of my friends. So I've told one of them they need to go. I don't know why, but I told him he needs to go because I was going to a podcast, innit? And I'm thinking, only I can be at this podcast and I'm with bare guys. So I'm going to have to start literally letting guys go as we go on. Like I don't know what was happening this day. So I've slapped him in his face. I don't even remember doing it. This is what my friends told me. This is what I'm saying. A lot of these stuff is what my friends have told me because I was literally not in the right headspace. I don't know what was happening to me. I was tweaking. So my friends told me, I slapped him in the face and I told him to cut. He's cut out. I'm with 3 guys now. We're at Canada Water. A lot of other stuff happened, but I'm not even going to go too in depth with that because that could be a whole nother hour. I've got into my boy's house now and I've taken off all my clothes. I'm in my boxes. Yeah. I don't know. I was telling him because you see how I said earlier, matter don't matter. I was saying all of these stuff to him, to these guys, and they were listening to it. They were taking it in. They're like, do you know what? You're actually right. Then he started smoking. And this is when I started bugging out of him for smoking. I'm like, I haven't smoked. Why are you smoking? You don't need to smoke. You could just drink CMOS. CMOS keeps me charged. That's what I kept saying to him. This CMOS is keeping me charged. Because I had it eating, had it drinking all day. I forgot to tell you. There's a lot of stuff that happened that actually add up to this. I was also conducting the Russian sleep experiment. Have you heard of that? Where you stay up, you don't sleep, basically. So I must have been doing that for a week. There was so much stuff I was doing a lot.
Well, this makes sense, really.
I was doing a lot. I was doing
sleep deprivation.
Yeah, it was a sleep. But it made me powerful because it wasn't just me gaining no energy. I was also sun gazing, which was giving me my
cranked up on
energy back.
CMOS and shit, like.
Yeah, and I was doped up on CMOS. So all of these stuff just came together and
You crashed, yeah.
crashed. And my whole body crashed. My mind crashed.
What was the actual initial meltdown? Like, what was the meltdown then? Like, what was the moment?
The scream on the train. That's when everything started happening.
What happened?
The scream on the train. Remember in Stratford when I screamed and then the train stopped? That's when everything started setting in stone. It's like it all happened. Like it was like a quantum shift in the universe and everything started happening. But let me try to fast forward because there's a whole lot of the story that happens in it. I've broken my boy's door. Like I've literally just pulled it and his door's broken. And I've run outside, I've got my phone out and I've made a video saying, we outside. I've literally screamed it as loud as I could. Then I'm still in my boxes, keep in mind. I've thrown him my phone, jumped off of the top of the block, jumped from the top down, and I start running around the block in my boxes, screaming, we outside, we outside.
How many floors is that?
How many?
Floors from the block.
Third. It was the 3rd floor. So I jumped, it was quite high, but it wasn't too high. So I've jumped now. I've done a hang jump in it because I'm not like, you know when you hang from the thing, I'll hang jump
Did you have trainers on?
Yeah, no, I had no trainers on. I was in my socks.
Ankle breaker.
I was in my socks and my boxers only. Now I'm running around this guy's block like 3 times. Man thinks I'm Superman. Do you know when the Superman goes around the world and then the world's, yeah? I thought I was Superman running around his block thinking that it was going to change time or something. Because I forgot, there's a lot of stuff I forgot to mention. I keep leaving out small details. Time was going back and forth. I'm on the train. I've looked at the time on my phone. It's 6:30. But this podcast, we had to be there at 6 o'clock. When we've got into Canada Water, it's 5:30. My man's texting me, how long am I going to be?
Fucking hell.
I don't know what, I literally physically can't explain it.
I think it was the sleep deprivation. I think it was a mix of all these things that's probably just, had you tweaking.
Yeah. So my boy is bugged out now. He's told me to leave because I've broken his door. I've left. Now, 2. Now there's left 2 because I was with 3 boys. Remember, I was with 4. There was 3 at his house. Now we're with 2 because the one that I broke his door, he stayed at home and he was bugging out at me. He was not having it. So it's me and my other friend. We're walking out now. Nobody's around. No, I hadn't seen not one person around till I got out of like his block. Then everyone started coming. Like they started spawning in from. It's like they were spawning in literally. Then we've got into the train station. Everyone's like, Mizzy, Mizzy. Like, no one clocked me that whole day before then. Then everyone's like, Mizzy, Mizzy, Mizzy. And I'm walking forward. There's so much things I'm trying to remember. Okay, let me slow down. Skip all of that. Because there's a lot of crazy stuff. Gotten home now. Let's just go all the way back to home. I've gotten home now. I didn't even go to the podcast because this was about 11 o'clock now. So this happened in hours. But time didn't feel real. It didn't feel like I was living in time. It felt like I was just living in my own time. So I've gotten home. My mum's moving weird now. She's telling me, turn off your 5G. Why are you in a t-shirt? It's cold outside. These times it's boiling hot outside. Well, to me, I'm thinking it's boiling hot outside. My mum's telling me it's freezing cold outside. Why are you only in a t-shirt? Because I put all my clothes back on. But when I was on the train going back home, I started giving my jacket to people, my bag, everything that was in my bag. I only came home in literally what I'm wearing now, like just clothes. None of my bag stuff, everything, I just gave it to people. So I've gotten home now, my mom's just moving weird. She's like, turn off your 5G, they're controlling us. Like my mom was talking weird. Like, so I've run out the house. Literally ran out the house. And then this is when I start running around my block. And I'm doing the same thing that I've done at my boy's house, at my house. I'm running around the block many times. My mom's called my sisters and like, my son's moving weird. I've came back in the house now with my sisters there and I've got in the shower and I'm scrubbing, like my mom told me I was scrubbing off my body like I had something possessing me. And then I've run out the house again. This time I put on my boxes and I had my dressing gown on and I've run out the house. I'm walking down the road, foxes start coming up to me. I can stroke the fox. I'm stroking foxes. I'm stroking the foxes. Normally foxes would run from you. I'm stroking, like there's bare foxes and they're coming up to me and I'm stroking them. Walk down the road and I've looked up and I can see every star in the sky. Every single star in the sky. Now I've gone to the top of the road, come back. There's a car. The car's gone past. 5 guys jump out. It's my mum, my sister, and like my sister's friends because my sister must have called back up. They're all trying to grab me and I'm running. My mum's telling me I'm running like faster than she's seen anyone ever run in her life. I'm running. Everyone's trying to catch me. So they couldn't catch me and I've gone back home the 3rd time. This is the 3rd and final time before I get sectioned. Now, I'm in the house. My mum's called police. I'm hearing the sirens. So I've run out the house again. The police tried to grab me, but they couldn't grab me because I was going so fast. Jumped over fences after fence after fence. I've climbed up someone's house and I'm on their roof screaming as loud as I can. Like, I was literally tweaking out. Screaming as loud as I can. Then, I don't know if it was me tweaking out, but I saw a phoenix in the sky. Like, no, I actually saw a phoenix in the sky. Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, it was, I don't know if it was a phoenix, but it was a bird that I've never seen before in my life and it looked special. So it's come and it's like called back to me or whatever. It screamed back to me. So I'm like, yeah, I'm done. Come off the roof, trying to walk back home. This is when the whole group of people, like my mom, the car that was chasing me with my mum and my sister and her friends, the police, there was 3 police, 2 police cars and a police van. There was Jewish people. Everyone was surrounding me. Police tried to grab me. I've dodged the police, but I haven't run. I've just dodged them. Yeah. Then they've all just come onto me, grabbed me, handcuffed me. I'm in the back of the car now, still screaming. They're like, don't worry, we're going to take you home. We're going to take you home. That's what the police kept saying. We're going to take you home. They're driving and it feels like this is the truth of what happened. It feels like the police van is tearing apart. Like it's like they're driving and it feels like the police van is tearing apart. My skin is literally starting to rip and I'm getting cuts in my skin. I still have the cuts in my skin to this day. Like if I was wearing shorts, I would show you, but I'm only in my boxers. So I have cuts here, and in replace of the cuts were grass, like leaves and stuff like that. So I've gotten to the hospital now. They're telling me they're taking me home, but they're taking me to the hospital. Flopped out the back of the car now. My mom's like, I need to see him one more time before he goes. And they're like, no, come inside with us. We need to have like a consultation with the doctors. I'm in the room now and they're asking me questions like, do you remember this? Do you remember you doing this? Do you remember? I felt like they were monitoring me or something. Do
you remember these things?
And I was telling them, I remember this. This happened, that happened. I was literally shutting down all of these people. I was telling them, because I was doing deep studies about spirits, I was going down the rabbit hole and the rabbit hole leads to insanity. Yeah, that's what happens. You turn crazy when you go down the rabbit hole. And I'm telling them like everything happens in freeze. You guys need to come out and come back in. You guys need to do this, you need to do that. So they've done it. They're listening to everything I'm saying. To the point where obviously I was sleep deprived, so I wasn't sleeping. But I had more energy than all of these people. I was operating faster than them. They got a bed. They brought a bed into the room and they're like to me, sleep. You need to sleep. You need to sleep. But due to me not sleeping, I felt like if I slept, I would have died.
Wow.
That's how much I didn't need sleep anymore. To the point where, because I literally wasn't sleeping and I haven't done it for a week. So they're trying to get me to sleep. I'm lying in the bed. Eyes are wide awake. They're coming in, giving me food. They're giving me water. Forgot to say I wasn't eating as well. That's another thing I wasn't doing. I was only drinking water.
That makes sense.
Where did you read about that? The experiment.
I was doing deep research. I don't even remember it. But you know when you watch YouTube videos and you go down like a rabbit hole, like you see when it starts with these Indian people doing construction and they're building pools or something, yeah?
In the
Then it
mud.
goes deeper and deeper into start going into conspiracy theories. I was watching a lot of Joe Rogan. Then it started going deeper and deeper into like the Russian sleep experiment and REM. Do you know about REM sleep? And it was talking about REM sleep and how there's the third cycle of the REM sleep cycle is like recovery. So I used to do that literally. Before I'd done the Russia sleep experiment, I used to do REM sleep the week before then. So I would sleep for like an hour a day. And that hour that I was sleeping in was like the recovery phase of my body. So I'll do that. And then it got to the point where I started not sleeping and not eating and only drinking water. Then it just literally activated some next version.
You can't survive just on water.
I tried it.
Bro.
I tried it. I know you can't, you actually can't, but I tried it. Yeah, so I was in the room. These men were talking to me. I was literally shutting down on all of their points. I went to sleep. I didn't go to sleep. I literally stopped breathing. Like I held my breath for bare long. And then the doctor came into the room and he was like, the last thing I heard was, you're sectioned. So I've taken the sheets off of me and there was a camera just looking at me. And I've said to the camera, I am sectioned. Like I was tweaking. I don't know why I said that, but I said that now. And then they were like, and then I was like, can I go home now? And they were like, yeah, we're taking you home, just wait. They gave me forms, bare papers to sign. I was like, I'm not signing no papers, no contracts. What is this? And the doctor came like, nah,
What is this?
They were trying to get me to sell my soul or something. They told me the doctor's come back now. They've taken me. I'm thinking I'm going home. But no, we've walked out of the hospital, going into the main bit of the hospital. They've taken me upstairs and I'm in the mental health institution. And that's how I got sectioned, literally.
First of all, I can only imagine what it was like being worried to go to sleep and thinking you're not going to wake up. That's a mad feeling, I can imagine. I think the fact that you didn't sleep for so long was probably like the main culprit to this episode of Imagining Things. But the way you was describing all of this was similar to a mushroom trip or some sort of hallucinogenic trip.
And that's what a lot of people would say, because I've had mushrooms once still. Like this was months before this happened. But I have had mushrooms before, and through that trip, the only thing that was happening to me was links. I needed to get links. I needed to connect these links, these dots that were in my life that I just needed to rather cut off people or I had to make things right. So I was doing a lot of that. And a lot of things happened with me and Skits, because Skits was basically my sit tripper, bro. I mean, my trip sitter. But he was also tripping off shrooms as well. But I had the most out of all of my friends because I was just like, I'm not trying a little bit. If I'm trying it, I'm trying a lot. So I had about 5 grams. I'm there tweaking out. These men are not helping me. I almost died 3 times in that trip. But yeah.
They're obviously not made to do that, like, you know, allow that to happen. From what you said about, you know, first of all, making you do these stupid pranks, kind of encouraging you or egging you on or coercing. And then, like, you know, the bit about, you know, he's just trying to get on my shit, but I'm trying to help him with his, but he don't want to know. And then this is just like a nail in the coffin when it comes to are these people genuinely your friends? Because I've taken mushrooms with people, but you got to do them with the right people and make sure that you're good with those people. You can't be having that, like, do you know what I mean? People allowing you to fucking feel a type of way, and yeah, it must have been a horrible situation.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like, I could talk about my shroom experience, but that would be another hour story time. So that's not even.
I think I've heard a little brief anyway on something. But what I want to know is when you went, like, can you describe the mental hospital, what it was like being in there and what it looked like?
It's like mental prison. It's worse than prison. Like, I've been to both, so I can say that it's worse than prison. First day I got there, obviously I was still moving fast, so they brought me upstairs now, and I'm still tweaking in it. Like, now I'm in a section, now I'm in the mental health institution, I'm tweaking out. I'm trying to help everyone. I'm telling everyone, don't take the meds will kill you off. And I'm saying this out loud, so then these men are hearing me and they're like, no, we have to do something about it. They've called for backup. Backups come, grab me, 3 big guys. They've grabbed me. I can't move. I can't get out of nothing. They've flipped me over on the bed and they've injected me in my bum. From that moment, I fell asleep. The next day, I was a different person, completely different.
Liquid Kosh, that's called.
Yeah, something like that, whatever you said. Literally the next day now, free medication in the morning. So they had 3 different types of meds, different meds. They were giving us free meds in the morning, free meds after we ate at lunchtime, so in like midday, and then free meds at night, every single day. And the more and more I was taking this, I was there for 20 days. The more and more I was taking it, I just felt slower and slower, not myself. I felt like a completely different person. I didn't even feel like I was in my body.
Was you allowed to ask what this medication was, or was it literally you was that fucked that
I didn't bother to. On the first day, so on the first day before I got injected, they tried to give me meds, and I was like, no, what are these meds? And I think I remember what they said. It was like clozapam and aripiprazole. Yeah, they're like anti-psychotic drugs. And I don't know what the third one was. And I was like, I'm not taking it. Then that's when I got ejected. So then the other days after that, I'm just getting medicated up. But I still started helping people. Like, I wouldn't say the worst thing I done, but the most wildest thing I done there is I showered someone.
You what?
I showered someone. Like, so no one showered there, innit? Like, there was showers there was toilets there, but no one used them.
They were bogging.
Yeah. And everyone stunk. So the moment I got there, I was like, when I said I was helping people before I got injected and I was the only one that was showering. Everyone's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm showering. What are you doing? And they were like, that water's dirty. Or they were saying bare stuff like, that water's dirty. If you shower, it's not good for you. This, that, and the other. To the point where there was my next door like neighbor. Like, so obviously it's like, how can I explain it? It's like a prison, but you can go anywhere in there. So there's like a kitchen, there's a main room, and then there's different rooms. And obviously, I was the only person that didn't have a key. So they had a key wrapped around your wrist. Everyone else had this yellow key, but I was the only person that didn't have it. So
they were compliant, weren't they? That's why.
Yeah. And they didn't give me the key. I kept asking for the key. They were like, yeah, you'll get it soon. They didn't give me no key. So what I done is I just started being unruly. I got a pen, started graffitiing on all the walls. I was like, Mizzy is here. We outside. Don't take the meds. Meds will kill you. And they let me do it. I don't know why they let me do it, but they let me do it. It's like I had all the privileges that nobody else had. I even got to cut my hair. Like some guy, his name was John, surprisingly. At the start, when I first started talking to him, he was bare racist. He was like, oh, you black monkey, this, that, and the other. I don't like you black people, this, that, and the other. Then, the next day, I started helping him, like, because I was like, what's wrong? Like, why are you actually so against anyone? Like, he wasn't trying to talk to anyone, even the staff there. So I just spoke to him, and he opened up to me, and then it got to the point where we was fine with each other. Like, it's like everything I started knocking off his layers, and he ended up cutting my hair. That's why my hair's cut. Like, I had long hair, and I was just like, I wasn't even thinking at the time, but he was just like, you need to cut this hair. Your hair carries your energy, and you're just doing up a mad thing and still have your hair in. So he cut it off.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. And then I listened to him and just cut it off. The moment I cut my hair, they took my hair. Like, and yeah, a lot of stuff, like dark stuff can happen with people's hair, innit? They can clone you, they can do anything.
So I've been in jail with someone, and this is a bit different, but he was mixed race. Dal, his name was, I think he was going bald, but he used to cut his hair every other night, and he'd keep it in an envelope. He had an envelope of hair. He just wouldn't, I don't know why. I just found that strange.
No, because people can do voodoo with your hair. Like, they can put it in voodoo dolls and start wishing bad things on you. But regardless of that, they took my hair, they took my blood. I was the only people that they'd done this to. They took my hair, they took my blood. Yeah, and they took bad stuff from me. Everyone else had
They took your hair when they cut, after it was cut, or they took just a sample?
No. They took my hair after it was cut, and they didn't throw it away.
Hell.
They took it in a bag.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of weird stuff was going on there. Like, I can't even remember half of it. But everyone else had a phone. Yeah, everyone was allowed to have a phone. They said to me, if you bring your phone in, we're going to take it and you won't get it back even when you leave. So I was only allowed a brick phone, like in the little trap phone. I was only allowed those little small phones where everyone else had a smartphone. Everyone was watching YouTube, doing whatever they could.
Yeah, because they knew you'd be fucking on TikTok. We in the fucking mental hospital.
Yeah, they would. And
you can't do that, like, do you know what I mean? I get that.
I get that as well, but I done it. So towards the end of the 20 days, I'm just gonna speed this up because a lot of stuff happened that I can't even comprehend right now. Towards the end of the 20 days, I said, do you know what? I'm gonna do it. So I had a Nintendo Switch. My mum bought I was allowed to get other stuff, anything other than a phone. I wasn't allowed to have anything with a camera on it. So I had a Nintendo Switch, had a Kindle, and I had the brick phone. So I was using the brick phone to make contacts. I was using the Nintendo Switch to watch YouTube, and I was just reading books every night. When it got to the end of it, there was this new kid that came in and he had a phone and he knew who I was, but he didn't know how to use TikTok and he wanted to become famous. So I was like to him, make a TikTok account right now and let's post a video of us being in here. And obviously, because of my CBO, I'm not allowed to post without documenting consent. So I got another video saying, what, do you consent to be in this video? Everyone's saying, yeah. So we're in the toilet now. We're in the toilet to prove a point, innit? Because the toilets don't get cleaned. So there was literally poo, wee, and it was full to the brim. And I've literally taken a video saying I'm in a mental health institution. This guy's a liar because there was some guy that he's always lying and stealing things from people, other inmates. Yeah, we're going to use inmates. Other inmates. And there was another guy, the one that wanted to be famous. And I was like, this guy, me and him are going to start making music together. I was just gassing up his thing. And this was on his account. Video went viral overnight. The next morning, they've come to my room and they're like, oh, you've done it now. You've literally fucked up. Like was literally about to let you go and you've posted this video. Yeah, what? Like you've let people know that you're in here. Bam. I posted another video and another video. Yeah. I've done these videos now and they've taken me into a room with bare doctors and they're asking me, what is the Matrix? What do you think the Matrix is? And they've been asking me this throughout the 20 days and I kept telling them like my intake of the Matrix, the Matrix is real, it's coming to get us, like you men are part of the Matrix. Like I don't remember what I exactly said to them, but I was saying that. Then it got to that last day of me being there and they asked me in the room, what is the Matrix? I simply said, the Matrix isn't real, the Matrix is society. And they were like, thank you, you can go. Literally like that. They've given me all my stuff. They've given me a pack of stuff and they've given me all my clothes, my shoes, everything back. And they've called my mum, telling her to come get me. And then literally just like that, I was unsectioned, which is strange.
That's fucking weird. Yeah, it's a weird way to get rid of someone.
It was strange. They was like, oh, this guy's too much problems, innit? Because once I've
he's too much to be sectioned.
He's too much problems, bro. Because once I've posted that video, everyone knows I'm sectioned now. So they're probably gonna get calls or whatever, texts saying, oh, let Mizzy out, this, that, and the other. They just didn't want to do it. So they're like, do you know what? We're gonna let you go, but you still have to take meds.
I don't know. That's been mad. Like, it's like being in prison. Oh yeah, let's let him go because he took a video. Like people, I just don't buy that. But it's fucking mad. So it was dirtier than a prison. This is meant to be somewhere where health is first, and personal health and public hygiene isn't. You know, the fact that these people are saying don't go in there and wash in there, the water's dirty, but I'd rather just smell dirty. Do you know what I mean? They're being clean that they can't wash is just baffling to me. But what did it learn you anything going in there? You've been sectioned, bro.
It just affirmed my beliefs, innit? I'm not even gonna go too deep into it, but it affirmed my beliefs. That's the only thing I can really say about that. Like, I learned a lot about how other people work in it, and I like psychology and of people. But other than that, it was mainly just affirming my beliefs, innit? And when I came out, I literally forgot everything. Like when I first came out, all of my memories are gone. I got home. This is when I got doxxed again. So whilst I was in there, I got doxxed and the police raided my house. They took all my shoes. They took all my clothes. They literally messed up my whole room. I've gotten back and there's no shoes in my house. These are the only pairs of shoes I have. I have to go buy new shoes now. I had bare shoes, had bare clothes. I have like 5 tracksuits now. They've literally taken all my clothes. My mom said they took them in black bags. I'm like, do they have a warrant to come into the house? Did they say anything about why they're taking my stuff? No.
Wow.
So there was bare hidden agenda things going on. Gotten home now and I haven't really deeped it yet, but I've deeped it. This ain't the same.
How long ago was it then?
3 weeks ago now, 3-4 weeks ago.
So not even long ago.
No. So that I'm still recovering. Like I still don't remember a lot of things, but I'm still coming back into reality. So I'm remembering certain things.
Well, you're here. That's the main thing. You seem like you're, people are saying you ain't fucking right. Look what we're talking about. But if you know, you know. And I think you're pretty smart. So what I want to talk about is kind of how media works, really, and how you was treated. Let's talk. What was the first kind of news outlet you went on?
So, I've been on the news for about a year now, like continuously. This was when like I was blowing up on TikTok. I had a lot of controversial videos that weren't the videos that went on TV and stuff. They were just on like news outlets like Daily Mail and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there was one where I knocked on an old guy's house and I asked him to borrow his car. Like this was some joke prank video. And I must have asked him to borrow his car. He was like, no, they're my cars. I need them, this, that, and the other. Like he was just saying what he was saying. And it went all over meme pages. It went on the news because there was like, he's targeting old people. Blah, blah. I don't even remember it fully, but yeah, that's the first news article I had. Then I done a trend called 300, where it's like leapfrogging over someone, but there was like a beat going to it. So you'd do a little dance beforehand, then you would leapfrog over someone. But when the trend was first like there, everyone was just doing it to their friends. I said, let me one up it and do it to a random person. So obviously my end, like I said, Stamford Hill, there's a lot of Jewish people. I said, let me take it one step further than just doing it to a random person. Let me do it to a random Jewish person. So I've done it to this Jewish guy now, and I didn't even manage to leapfrog over him because I think he heard the sound, so he started running away from me. Like he ran into the road. And that was the next article. He was like, oh, this guy's anti-Semitic, he's discriminating Jews. But even though I've done it to so much different people beforehand, but that was the news article for that. So they tried to manipulate the story and tried to make it seem like I'm literally targeting Jews out here. That was the next story. Then there was a couple other ones like related to my videos where I'd walk to the back of shops, and it went like once those two articles happened, people started doing more back search on me. Then they found those videos, more articles. Then there was a brief hiatus where there was no articles. Then I snuck into Alton Towers. That made another article. Oh, this YouTuber's banned from all theme parks, and that was another article. Then brief hiatus. No, this one was a long one. This was like a year now. So a year of no media attention it got to the point where it was the walking into houses. When I done that went crazy viral. And then they looked at my backlog again and saw the dog video and the Do You Want to Die video. And that's the 3 videos they used in like the mainstream media news to literally like say, oh, this guy's a criminal. He's literally discriminating people. He's targeting old ladies and he's walking into people's houses, home invasions basically. So it was like, yeah, this guy's a criminal and that's what we're going to paint him as. If you search Mizzy on the internet, you see my Wikipedia page. My Wikipedia page is a picture of me at the front of the prison in my prison gear. Literally. Like,
fucking hell.
Yeah.
Oh, they've done you dirty, bro.
Yeah, and then when you go into the actual biography, there's a brief biography of me, then it goes to legal issues, and there's just a whole paragraph of legal issues.
That's not good, man. That's not good. What was Piers Morgan like?
Piers Morgan's a waste man, bro. He's a joke, man, bro. Like, I don't really have nothing much to say about him. He's the same on camera as he is off camera. He's the same off camera as he's on camera. Like when I first got there, he gave me the up and down look. When I walked in, he didn't even try to make me feel welcome or anything. He just straight on, as soon as I walked in, looked me up and down, said, let's start. I sat down, he sat down, he started. So I was already nervous. First live TV appearance, there's going to be like 3-4 million people watching across the world. And he didn't make me feel welcome. Then after all of that's done, he's just like, okay, you can go now. And he didn't say nothing to reassure me like, yeah.
There was no personal conversation, not even like, oh, thanks for having me, or how are you, or
Nope.
There was nothing apart from what was said on that live air.
Yeah. Like, it's wild, isn't it? Like, that's why I say I don't really have nothing to say to the guy, because he knew what he was doing. Like, he has his own set view, plus what was already written as a script for him to say. Like, cause on TV they have like the box and then it goes down and reads text. He had that there, so he was reading what they were saying, but then he was also coming off of his own mind and saying random stuff to try to throw me off.
What about questions? Were they on the box as well, on the prompter?
Yeah, the questions were on the prompter.
So you think they were not even Piers' questions, some of them?
Some of them weren't. Like, a lot of them, you could tell which ones were Piers' questions. When I mentioned the race card, and then he started saying all of his stuff that he had to say about what I said, that was all him. But the actual questions about the pranks and everything else was from the prompter. And he must have doxed me himself, the biggest dox he could have done, and he said my full name on TV. So once he said that, that's when everyone's like, yeah, we have his name. Now we could do further research into his history, his past, his birth certificate, all of this stuff. Then once they found all of that out, next day, that's when the Wikipedia page came and then all of that stuff came.
Motherfuckers.
It's crazy.
Did you try and tell him as well, please don't say my name? Or did you didn't even mention it?
I didn't mention it because like it just happened, didn't it? And I was like, at the time I'm thinking, yeah, more clout for me. Yeah, my name's out there, but I didn't know the full effect of my name actually being out there. Because now, forget Mizzy. When you search Mizzy, bare stuff comes up. But when you search my actual name, so imagine an employer searching my name, everything else comes up. It's the same as Mizzy. They literally linked Mizzy to my actual name.
Fucking hell. If there's one thing you can say to Piers right now from that, what would you say to him?
Thank you, Piers.
Nice. What about the B-Tech version of Piers?
Well, Andre Walker. This Andre Walker guy. So even he's a joke, man, but he made me feel more welcome, innit? So before I've come now, these men are all like, oh my days, Mizzy, we love your stuff, this, that, and the other. They've taken pictures of me. They're like, my kids love you. You're the biggest thing right now, this, that, and the other. Gassing it up. Bam, we've got on. They're gassing it up at the start. He's the biggest TikTok star. Goes as Mizzy, this, that, and the other. I've said my message. They've literally, once I said my message, which basically destroyed the media because I literally exposed what they were doing, then they didn't have nothing to say about that. They've gone straight into their questions that were on the prompter again. Then at the end, he was like, yeah, Piers Morgan moment. And obviously, I've done that same look to everybody. I've done it to him. I've done it to the person that was next to him. And I've done it to the female that was talking to me. I've just given them that look into their eyes, like deep into their eyes. And once I've done that to the woman, he's like, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to get onto him. We don't tolerate threatening guests on the show, this, that, and the other. And whilst he's saying that, she's there laughing. Not laughing, but she's smiling. Like, she doesn't have a problem with me looking at her like that. It's like, she was charmed by me throughout the whole thing, I can't lie. And then he's wilded out. I'm just like, there's two things I can do. I can get back at him, which he wants what he wants, or I can just get up and leave.
That was the best thing you've done.
It was the best thing I've done because I could have kept that going on for longer. I could have literally just shut it down. Yeah, there was three things I could have done. I could have just shut it down and continued on and made the interview longer, which would have done me more favors because it would have been a longer interview. But I just didn't want to waste my time here anymore. I was just like, do you know what? I've said what I needed to say. You've introduced me. This is live, so you can't go back on it now. So let me just go. And then that's what happened there. And then he tried to bug out and start throwing papers and all that, but I was already gone.
Oh, mate. So when they were saying like, get security, get him out of here.
That was gone.
You was gone.
I was gone.
So it was fake from them.
From then.
Desperate, clutching at the straws. He's left. Let's try and get something. Is that what you think?
Yeah. That's what happened. Because even after that interview, he's messaged me. I have all the messages on my phone. He's messaged me and he's like, yeah, you're the most intelligent boy I've ever seen. I'm going to write an article on you. And like all of this stuff. He didn't write the article, obviously. But the other day, last week or 2 weeks ago, he shouted me again. He's like, I want to start a business for you. This, that, and the other. I can help you start releasing your own clothing line. All of this stuff.
That Andrew guy?
Yeah.
Well, I would say fair play to him for saying that. But at the same time, he showed his true colours towards you on live TV, which was clearly for clicks and views. So you have to question yourself, why is he doing it now? Well, it's that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's for money.
He wants
and
to use
say
your
that
name.
he helped me, basically. Boost up his name by saying he helped
That's very true as well. Yeah. Yeah. I just don't understand why, when you've been on these mainstream medias, they haven't give you that fair crack at the whip.
Because this was prior to me getting sectioned. So this is when I had most power, like to talk to people and actually shut them down on their points. I don't think they wanted me to shut them down on their points. And I don't think they wanted me to say what I wanted to actually say. Because if I did, then this whole thing would have been a completely different twist on me.
Have you ever, like from the moment your highest point, say, when, you know, everyone was talking about you, before you went on any of these medias, I felt like I seen one person of you who was very like just wild, we outside one of the boys. And then it seemed to me like you switched to Mizzy with the way I sit, the energy, the this, the that, the that. Did anyone intervene with you between the time of you reaching your heights to that all that media stuff? Did someone intervene with you and tell you need to talk about this?
No, I just started going on my own flex. A lot of people think Andrew Tate did or Tristan Tate did because they reached out to me and like we still talk to this day. But the only thing they did is affirm my beliefs. They just said, stick to your morals, stick to your beliefs, act calmer and sound less hood. That was the main things they said to me. And there's a lot of minor stuff that is not really relevant to any conversation. But yeah, they didn't tell me to do this or say that. I just said it in my own accord. Because that was my beliefs, but I didn't fully. Now I have a platform and now I can go on different things and say whatever I want to say. That's when I started saying things. And then people, it's rather you take it in a good way and like, oh right, he's talking facts or he's crazy. Cut him off, lock him up, this, that and the other. It's two angles that it could have been.
Wait, what do you think's going to happen with Andrew Tate? That's got to be an example for you for where it could go, maybe?
Recently, I spoke to Tristan and they said that the police are looking to attack them again. So, God knows. God really knows, but they're good guys, isn't it? Like, I respect them because they do help a lot of people and they do speak a lot of facts, but you never know what goes on behind closed doors.
You're a father yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Are you in your child's life?
Yeah, literally when I go home, he's staying over today. But recently, me and the baby mum were not together. We've never been together. And every time I get asked about this question, I do not like speaking about it because obviously she's the mother of my child. But she's a little hoe. Full stop. She's just a little hoe. She's done dirts with the guys, my friends. And just, she didn't tell me till it was too late to get an abortion and all of this stuff that just adds up. And then now when I was blowing up, she was there pestering me for money. Then she started getting child support because she wanted money from me. And I was like, I will buy my son whatever he wants. I will give you whatever you need for my child, but I'm not giving you money because I know how that route goes. You're just going to spend it on yourself anyway. Like you might get a little 1-2 thing for the child, but you're going to spend it on yourself.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Do you worry that like you could turn into your father in the sense of for your child? Like, do you feel like, sorry, mate, let me word that differently. Do you want to be a better father than your dad was?
Yeah, 100%. That's why I'm still in my child's life to this day. Because if it was old me going on what was happening, I would have just been like, yeah, I'm having another child with someone that I actually want to be with, not you. But that's just petty, innit? Like, I'm here for the child, innit? It's my first child, and it's a boy. He's Mini Mizzy, so I got to look after Mini Mizzy.
Yeah, it is very sad, isn't it? You know, without me diving too much in it, I had a baby unexpected with someone who like wasn't a connection, and it's hard. You know, it is hard, mate. But you're young. Fair play to you for stepping up on that. You know, longevity. Like, obviously, a lot of people, what are you going to do next? Well, you know, you've pushed the boundaries so much. You get the conversation of people saying you might be falling off and stuff. What do you want to do? What do you want to do next?
Just become a normal influencer. Do normal influencer things. Like, obviously, I've got music coming up. I've already dropped a song, TikTok Terror, a mixtape that done like 600k views in a month. So better than some mainstream artists still. And then I got another song coming out, like another mainstream song. I'm just gonna go on GRM called Matrix. Music videos pattern, we're up in suits. This music video is gonna be good. That's coming out like next week. I've got another song coming out next week from a different channel. So I got like music. Even though I've never always wanted to be an artist, music is also another thing that I can do on the side and still put my name out there and still make income. So that's another income grab. Music.
No brainer, yeah.
Then I'm trying to do fighting. So any type of fighting, maybe MMA or boxing. I don't want to talk too tough about my MMA because I got an NDA for that. But yeah, MMA, but boxing. I was going to do boxing back in August, but I had a lot of things going on in terms of...
Who you with?
I called out a good couple of guys.
Promotional wise, I mean.
Promotional wise.
Just anyone who would make sense, really, is it?
Misfits.
Okay. I've seen you obviously... I've seen you pitch invade the side men's football pitch and all that. Would you like to kind of get into that circle somehow?
Yeah, obviously they've mentioned me before, and KSI literally had a video and he spoke about me and he said he will give me a chance to, like, to do anything I want to do if I'm actually serious about it. So that link's always there. I wanted to do the Sideman charity match this year, but I think it was too late for that. I think I need to build up myself as an influencer before I can actually go into that realm, because it's not like, oh, he's blown up for the wrong reasons, now they're just going to give him time to shine. It doesn't work like that.
No.
So obviously I got to change my image, change my name. Not change my name, but change my name in a good light and make it
100%.
seem good. So right now I'm just focused on music. I'm focused on getting collaborations with other influencers, just get skits done, content around that. So music, boxing, collabs, the business side of things. So I got a business coming out very soon, like a company where basically I got a company and a charity, yeah. And this company is going to be managing influencers, like how I'm helping them market their content for a wider audience, help them find their niche and literally just move from there in it. So I'll be managing them. And then the charity is going to be for youth clubs, adventures, investing into projects for the youth and bare different stuff behind that. I got bare stuff coming up, but I'm mainly focused on this court case on the 21st, because then all of that could go to shit if that don't happen.
Yeah, explain.
So
you could be going to jail.
Essentially, but obviously not, because we outside. Let's think. So when I first got arrested after the Piers Morgan interview, I got arrested again, like the day after, for 3 breaches of my community behaviour order. 2 of them were videos that were posted, but I was in custody at the time, so I didn't even post these videos. So that's my defense for that. Then the one video was me at the front of Westfield, literally updating my audience on my next moves. But I didn't know that I wasn't allowed to have people in the back, because at court, they didn't really explain the CBO to me properly. And this was the day after it. No, this was the same day, actually. It was the 26th of May. After that's happened now, I've gotten arrested the next day for breach of CBO. So that was the 3 breaches, but it kept getting adjourned. I think they didn't have enough evidence. So they knew that their evidence wasn't enough for my defense. So they just kept trying to build up an image of me. So it gets to the point when it's going to court, bad character.
Yeah.
I had another one where I got arrested at Wireless, breach of CBO again, and also breach of dispersal order. So they gave me a dispersal order in Fringy Park, which means I had to leave the area, which I did. I was waiting down the road, which wasn't in Fringy Park, it was in Manor House. I was waiting for my friends. Police came past, they were like, you was recently issued a dispersal order, so we were arresting you on breach of it. So I got arrested for that and the breach of CBO. Then I went to court. I don't remember when I went to court. I think it was the 29th of August. It was end of August. I went to court for the 3 breaches of CBO. And what they done is they combined all of them together. So I'm literally going to court on the 21st for the 3 breaches, then the 1 breach of dispersal order, and then the other breach. But they put them together as one. So I'm getting done for 5 breaches, basically. And obviously, that is going to take off a lot. And there's going to be bare headlines on that, because they're going to talk about my past, all the stuff like I mentioned already, like the robberies and stuff that's on file, but on the case files, they're going to mention that briefly. He's been arrested for robberies before. Yeah. And then there was already journalists at the last court case. So this one, because it's a bigger one, there's going to be journalists there. They're going to report on everything there. And it's literally going to be like, Mizzy's done this, Mizzy's done that in his past. And then they might not even make it as past. They might make it as like now. There will be like a headline of Mizzy's got arrested for robbery, and everyone's going to think it's now. But yeah, I just got to get prepared for that.
Keep it moving, bro. Look at Logan Paul. Everyone thought he was finished after the Suicide Forest thing, and he come back, and he went again, and he come back again. You've just got to find a way to identify yourself, redevelop yourself, come back. The same Mizzy, but in a different...
Redefined Mizzy.
Redefined Mizzy, yeah. And you never know. If you do get arrested and go to prison, it could be a blessing in disguise. It's all meant to happen for a reason. I want to ask you quickly before we go. First of all, what was the craziest stunt you've done?
Couldn't tell you. I actually couldn't tell you. I've done so much stuff. I've done so much things that I don't have the craziest. When you say craziest, do you mean dangerous? Do you mean?
It's kind of like the first thing that comes to mind of all sorts, really. It could be the most weirdest. Just one you thought, wow, how did I get away with that?
Because I've lost a lot of my memories. I can't lie. I've lost a lot of the things I used to do.
Yeah.
I can start with my favorite pranks, which were the riding bikes in places and the sneaking into Alton Towers, because that one was epic. We done hitchhiking, all of that stuff. Like, I didn't even think we was ever gonna do that. People would actually let us in their car and drive us down the road, but they did. So that one was an epic video. But the craziest one I've done so much. I have done so much. I have it on my phone because I'm writing an autobiography of myself, basically. So I've done videos, walking to the back of shops, walking into random houses. Is this my Uber prank? Knocking on random doors and asking them strange things. Random bikes and places, sneaking into theme parks, sneaking into Sideman charity match, running on pitch. Do you want to die? Do you want to get naked? Sneaking into school. Sneaking into schools. Sneaking into schools, I feel like. Even though that one's not really that deep, I feel like there was a lot of safeguarding around that. Like, that I don't know how I got away with it. I don't know how I got away with it.
So the schools, they're open, there's pupils there, and you're blending
literally
it.
in the school, and I'm bait already, so I'm running around with my camera saying we outside, and all the kids are like, yeah, we outside over there, it's busy. And
oh my God.
I'm in the school. I've gotten out of every single school I've been in. I've never gotten caught in the school. Like, the teachers are all on high alert. So the teacher's like, who are you? She's come out of the class when I've gone out of the class. Who are you? And I'm just like, we outside. Then she will call another backup teacher. Then there will be like 5 different teachers chasing down with me in the
Proper
school.
buzz, like, is it? How about you?
Nah, I can't lie. My life has been a movie, innit? And I can't lie. That's why I say I don't have regrets, because regardless of everything that's happened, I have to have remorse. Yeah, I have to take accountability. Yeah. But when I'm older, I'll look back at it and I'll be like,
I had a mad life.
I had a mad life. I actually had a mad, and it's documented all over the internet. It's not just, it's my life in my individual life. My life is everybody's life now, essentially. Because you can always see it. Anyone that wants to talk about Mizzy, or anyone that wants to actually, like, that knows me and wants to talk about Bakari, one internet search of Bakari and you see Mizzy. So, like you said, it's kind of a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, I agree. We spoke earlier, and like, people say, would you change your call? Would you go back and, would you go down a different path than heroin addiction? And I say to him, no, because I wouldn't be here talking to you now. I wouldn't be doing this, and I wouldn't be doing what I love doing. And all those people I hurt, all those people I robbed, all those people I cheated, I wouldn't take it back. I've learned from it.
But it's about experience.
It's
in your life.
experience, learning, and where you are now. If you can't regret it. But what we do, Miz, with all of our guests, is down that camera, that's yours, to see it out in a Mizzy fashion. Now, I don't know how you want to see this out. You could leave it with a positive message. You could give an apology to anyone you've probably upset, or you can just put your point across in your own words, if you don't think you have, on this, to the public, down this one here.
Hello world. My name is Bakari Bronzo-Garro, commonly known online as Mizzy. You may know me from all these stupid stunts, but I just want to let you guys know that I ain't this violent criminal that you see on the internet. I'm actually a nice intellectual guy. For once, I am not wearing my daddy cake. I usually wear my daddy cake everywhere. So today, I'm showcasing you Bakari. Mizzy is left behind for a second until the new daddy cakes come. But this is nothing to say, but this is something to say. Believe in yourself and don't let nobody tell you nothing. Because who are these people to tell you anything? You live your own life and you paint your story every single day you live your life. We live in the present, you make your future, and you make your past whilst in the present. So if you dally on your past, you're going to keep making your past, and that past is going to be your future until it turns into a past and it keeps going back to your future. So focus on the present. Stop focusing. You can focus on the future, but focus on the future leads to mistakes because it's unknown. Everything's unknown. Everything happens for a reason in this universe. The universe works with you, but it can also work against you. So live in the present moment, and we outside means being outside with your inner self. Outside with your inner self. Your subconscious being consciously aligned with your superconscious. Hello world. Goodbye world. Illusions, delusions, deceptions.
Do you know what? That was really, really well put. And there wasn't a moment where I thought, what the fuck is he saying? That really made sense. And I know you've done a few interviews, but I hope people will see this and they will see hopefully a different Bakari or a different Mizzy, which is Bakari.
Which is the TikTok terror. So Bakari is my conscious, Mizzy is my subconscious, and the TikTok terror is my superconscious.
He's got mixed personalities. He thinks he's YNW Melly. Mizzy, put it here, bro.
Yes, sir. We're outside.
Thank you for coming to Cardiff.
We outside in Cardiff City.
You enjoyed it?
Cardiff's a nice place. I might have to come down to Wales more often.
Right then, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. I would say go and follow Mizzy's TikTok, but he's got about 100 because they get strike down all the time. So just search his name. I'm sure he'll be up there.
All I'm going to say, one more thing is I've been calm and collective today because I can't lie. Calm and collective is the way to go. Silence is the best. Silence is virtue.
Guys, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and until next week, stay central.
Stay central. I like that one. Stay central.
The Central Club.